The year was 2493, and the last vestiges of Earth's civilization had stretched into the stars like a desperate hand reaching for salvation. Humanity had colonized 13 planets, established interstellar trade routes, and, perhaps most significantly, encountered intelligent life beyond their solar system. But while treaties and collaborations blossomed between species, suspicion and misunderstanding often followed close behind. On the blue-hazed world of Varela Prime, the first joint human-alien research outpost was established on the edge of a dense, shimmering jungle. The Varelan race, elegant beings of silver-hued skin and glowing eyes, shared their world reluctantly. Their matriarchal society prized logic, harmony, and obedience to the natural rhythms of the planet, rhythms humans could barely comprehend. Among the Varelans was Saren Valia, a biologist and rising scholar in the study of planetary symbiosis. She had long held skepticism toward humans. To her, they were reckless, a species driven by curiosity that bordered on arrogance. Yet her superior had ordered her to collaborate with one, Dr. Elias Cade, a human xenobotanist renowned for his groundbreaking work on adaptive flora. Their mission was simple in outline but monumental in impact: to study a rare Varelan organism known as the Lyrith bloom, a luminescent plant rumored to hold unparalleled regenerative properties. The Varelans revered it as sacred, a symbol of balance and rebirth. Humans, of course, wanted to understand it, synthesize it, and perhaps harness it for medical miracles. Saren met Elias for the first time at dawn near the research camp's observation dome. The morning light cast shifting blue and gold reflections across her metallic skin as she eyed the human warily. "You're late," she said, her tone calm but clipped. Elias, adjusting the straps on his oxygen rebreather, gave a crooked smile. "Sorry. I was calibrating the pollen filters. The last thing I want is to inhale something that glows in the dark." "Your body's fragility is not my concern," she replied coolly. "Follow my lead, Dr. Cade. The Lyrith Grove is unpredictable, and our elders forbid disturbance beyond observation." Elias nodded, suppressing a smirk. "Understood. Observe only. Got it." But he was already thinking ahead, wondering what could be learned, what might be discovered if the plant's cellular structure could be examined more closely. Part 1. Into the Grove. The journey through the jungle was mesmerizing. Giant tendrils of translucent vines stretched from the canopy, pulsing faintly like veins of light. Bioluminescent insects darted through the air, leaving trails of golden sparks. The air was thick with the scent of mineral-rich soil and strange sweetness that clung to the back of the throat. Saren moved with quiet confidence, each step attuned to the living pulse of the forest. Elias, despite his best efforts, stumbled now and then, his boots sinking into the moss-covered ground. "You humans walk like predators," Saren commented. "Always pressing forward, never listening." He glanced around. Listening to what? To the forest. It speaks. Elias raised an eyebrow, half amused, half intrigued. "You mean metaphorically?" She turned slightly, her gaze intense. "No. Literally." Before he could respond, the forest opened up into a clearing bathed in pale blue light. At the center stood the Lyrith bloom, tall and graceful, its petals shifting in slow, liquid motion as if breathing. The ground around it shimmered with fine dust, spores perhaps, or something stranger. Elias froze. "It's beautiful." Saren knelt beside the edge of the clearing, her expression reverent. "You may observe, human, but do not approach. The Lyritha's energy responds to consciousness. Disturb it, and it will defend itself." Elias crouched beside her, scanning readings on his wrist console. Radiation levels stable. Atmospheric composition within safe range. Electromagnetic fluctuation is minor. Dr. Cade. Saren's tone sharpened. Do not quantify what you do not understand. He hesitated, then nodded, pretending to acquiesce. But the scientist in him burned with questions. The readings were unlike anything he'd seen. The Lyrith emitted low-frequency oscillations that seemed to interact with brainwaves. Was it communicating? Part 2, The Warning. That night, back at camp, Elias analyzed his data while Saren meditated in silence nearby. The hum of alien insects echoed through the dome. You revere that plant like it's alive, he said quietly. It is alive, Saren replied without opening her eyes. I mean aware. Conscious. Her eyes opened, glowing faintly. It is aware of balance. It responds to harmony, to intention. That is why no Varellan touches it. To seek control is to invite its wrath. Elias leaned back in his chair. Wrath. Plants don't have emotions. You humans are so certain of your limits, she said, rising to her feet. The Lyrith connects to the planet's neural web. What you see as flora, we see as an extension of the world's mind. He frowned. Then why study it at all if it's forbidden to touch? To understand is not to interfere, she replied. That is the first law of Varellan science. You would do well to remember it. Elias smiled faintly. Duly noted. But his curiosity gnawed at him like a silent hunger. Later that night, when Saren retreated to her quarters, Elias slipped out of the dome. The jungle shimmered in the darkness, alive with whispering sounds. His pulse quickened as he approached the Lyrith Grove again, his scanning equipment in hand. I'll just take one sample, he muttered. Microscopic. No harm done. As he neared the clearing, the light from the bloom intensified, as if sensing him. The air trembled with a deep vibration that resonated through his bones. He hesitated, but curiosity won. He reached out with a sterile probe toward one of the petals. Elias, stop, a voice cried. He turned. Saren stood at the edge of the grove, her face pale with alarm. Don't, she shouted. It will. Too late. The probe brushed the petal. The world exploded in light. Part 3, The Awakening. Elias was thrown backward, the air crackling around him. His visor shattered as arcs of energy surged through the ground. He gasped, feeling the forest come alive, the vines pulsing, roots writhing, the earth itself trembling. Saren ran to him, pulling him back as tendrils of glowing matter reached toward them. You fool, she shouted. You've broken its harmony. Elias struggled to breathe. I just touched it. The Lyrith does not forgive intrusion. Before their eyes, the bloom's petals unfolded into a towering structure of light and shadow, forming almost humanoid shapes that shimmered and dissolved. A low, resonant hum filled the air, neither sound nor thought, but something between. Saren fell to her knees, clutching her head. It's inside my mind. Elias felt it too, a presence, vast and ancient, flooding his consciousness. Images flashed before him, civilizations rising and falling, planets birthing and dying, life spreading across galaxies like wildfire. Then a voice, many voices layered as one, echoed through his mind. Why do you divide yourself from the whole? Elias trembled. We only wanted to understand. To understand is to become. You dissect the universe to own it. You have forgotten unity. Saren, tears streaming down her silver cheeks, whispered, Forgive him, Great One. He knows not what he has done. The light pulsed once, violently. Elias screamed as energy surged through him, filling him with unbearable clarity. For a moment he saw, The intricate web that connected all living things, the delicate balance that held reality together. And then it was gone. He collapsed. Part 4: The Price. When Elias awoke, he was in the medical wing of the outpost. The sterile air smelled faintly of ozone. His body ached, but he was alive. Saren sat beside him, silent. He swallowed hard. "What happened?" "The Lyrith spared you," she said softly. "But not without consequence." He frowned, noticing faint glowing lines on his arms, like veins of light beneath the skin. What is this?" "You are connected now," Saren said. "You carry part of its consciousness. It marked you as both warning and witness." Elias sat up, wincing. "So I'm infected." "Transformed," she corrected. "You felt what we Varellans have known for centuries, that the universe is alive. You glimpsed its unity." He looked away. "I didn't mean to." "I know," she said, her voice gentler now. "But intention cannot undo consequence." Over the following days, Elias's perception began to shift. He could sense the rhythms of the planet, the flow of energy beneath the soil, the whispers of life in the air. The experience terrified and fascinated him in equal measure. Saren guided him through the process, teaching him how to align his thoughts, how to still his human tendency to control. Slowly, a bond formed between them, born not of trust but of shared awe. Part 5: Revelation. Weeks passed, and the outpost reported strange phenomena. Machinery synchronized with natural cycles. Power systems regenerated inexplicably. The jungle flourished around the camp, almost protective. Elias realized the Lyrith's influence extended beyond him. It was integrating, harmonizing, reshaping. One evening, Saren found him standing outside, staring at the grove in silence. "You still seek understanding," she said softly. He nodded. I finally understand what you meant. The universe isn't a puzzle to solve. It's a song we've forgotten how to hear." Saren smiled faintly. "And now you hear it." "But there's something else," he said. "It showed me visions of destruction, imbalance. It fears us, Saren. Humanity's hunger to expand, to dominate. It threatens the web." She looked away, her expression somber. "Then perhaps it chose you for a reason." Part 6: The Choice. Not long after, a transmission arrived from the Human Directorate. They demanded data on the Lyrith bloom. They wanted samples, analysis, proof of its regenerative power. They were sending a retrieval team. Elias's heart sank. "If they touch it, they'll destroy everything." Saren nodded gravely. "Then you must decide, human. Warn them or stop them." When the human dropship arrived, Elias met the team at the edge of the jungle. Their leader, Commander Stroud, greeted him with a brisk salute. "We're here to collect the specimen. Your reports were vague, Doctor. Where's the sample?" Elias hesitated. "There is no sample. The Lyrith cannot be taken." Stroud frowned. "Orders are orders." Elias stepped in front of him. "If you approach that grove, it'll react. Not just to you, to all of us. You'll awaken something far greater than you can control." The commander's eyes narrowed. "Are you threatening me, Doctor?" "No," Elias said quietly. "I'm warning you." Before Stroud could respond, the ground trembled. The air filled with blue light. The Lyrith's energy surged again, responding to the human's intent. Saren appeared beside Elias, her eyes glowing fiercely. "Enough," she said to the soldiers. "Leave this world, or it will consume you." The men hesitated, unnerved by the growing light. Elias raised his hand, glowing veins pulsing with resonance. You don't understand, it's not defending itself. It's balancing. The commander, shaken, called for retreat. Within hours, the dropship departed orbit. Epilogue. Balance restored. Months later, the outpost was abandoned. Saren and Elias remained, the first true bridge between their species. The jungle reclaimed the human structures, vines weaving around steel and glass, merging them into living architecture. Elias often sat beside the Lirith grove, feeling its steady pulse through the ground. His human impatience had faded, replaced by quiet reverence. Saren joined him one evening. "You have changed." He smiled faintly. "So have you. You trusted a human once." She laughed softly, a sound like wind through crystal leaves. "I did. And what happened next shook me to the core." Elias looked at her curiously. "How so?" "Because," she said, gazing at the glowing bloom, "you reminded me that even the reckless can learn harmony." Above them, the sky shimmered with twin moons. The Lirith pulsed once, gentle, approving. Balance for now had been restored.